Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been now 5 days I'm at home and going on pretty well. Life is pretty much the same. I was working from home in Bombay. I'm working from home here in Kolkata. The same old meetings, con calls that just keep on going. And life is hectic. Only thing is, instead of Bombay, I'm in Kolkata and I'm under the comfort of my home. I don't have to cook. I don't have to worry about cleaning every day. So that's a plus. Now, I had really nice, very good response of my previous video actually, which has garnered a lot of views, and there were a lot of comments. First time I'm seeing so many comments. Thank you so much, and I'm really elated if my video could be of help of any future travelers who may be traveling during this COVID times. But I also received a lot of phone calls, texts, and also comments that a lot of people have certain doubts which may not have covered because while traveling, because obviously there was a hurry. So I've decided to cover those points in this small video of mine. So I have listed down 5 points which I'm going to cover today. By the way, I'm reading this book, Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. If any of you read Russian literature, very depressive, difficult Russian literature, let me know. These are literary masterpieces, but very, very, very difficult to read. Let me address one by one the doubts. The number one people which mostly have asked is that of the baggage tag. Should I print it, or will I get printing facilities in the airport, as you saw in my video in Mumbai? Now, there is a gray area in it. Airports mostly in tier 1 cities and metro cities such as Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, Bangalore, they all have the self-service kiosks which print boarding pass as well as the baggage tags. So what I saw that day, that kiosk was being allowed to use to self-print boarding passes and our baggage tags. Normally what happens, there were check-in counters where they would print themselves, fix it, and your bag will go. If you're flying from any tier 1 cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta, so you can safely assume that there will be these kiosks where you can reprint your baggage tags and carry on your journey, and also your boarding passes. Now, if you're flying from a tier 2 city, let's say Jodhpur or maybe Madurai or Lucknow or Guwahati, Bhubaneswar, Gwalior, all these airports which are mostly smaller regional airports, they may or may not have the self-service kiosks in them. So for people flying from those airports, I would suggest that you don't take the risk. You print your baggage tags. Now, you may ask that shops are mostly closed. Stationery shops are not opening most of the places, although they're slowly opening up. But it may be the case that in some places these stationery shops are not yet open, printing shops are not yet open. So what should you do? So that I'll show you here. So guys, what I'm showing you right now is my Gmail account where the boarding pass mail had come after I had checked in. So you see there are the boarding pass, the baggage tags have been sent to you through email, where it clearly there is a scissor sign which helps you to cut and paste it on your luggage. So I flew from Bombay to Delhi and from Delhi to Calcutta, so there was 2 for each of them. Now the question is that if you don't find a printer, what should you do? So if you read the second bullet, it says that travelers will be required to print and paste a pre-filled baggage tag and affix on the bags. Alternatively, they should maintain the PNR number, flight number and name on paper and affix it on the bags. What it means is that if you can't find a printer, just take an A4 sheet, mention your name, your PNR, your flight number and the origin and destination, and fix it on the suitcase, and that should be it. And make sure you fix it properly with sellotapes. Otherwise, because in the hand, if you have connecting flights and all, in the handling, baggage tags may come off. So make sure they're properly fixed with glue and sellotapes and whatever. So the second question people keep asking me is about the credit shell and the web check-in cost. Now this is going to be a slightly longer answer, Now credit shell, as of all of you know, that all the airlines around the world, not just Indigo, people keep blaming Indigo, not just Indigo, even Emirates, Fly Dubai, Air New Zealand, to TAP Portugal, to South African Airways, to Libyan Airways, to Norwegian Airlines. Every airline is giving sort of a voucher which will protect your amount so that you can use it within 1 year and travel anywhere, the date of journey being infinite. So that's the way airlines are trying to keep afloat. So you have to also understand, if they keep giving out refunds, so they will eventually go out of business. Now the credit shell. So Indigo has this term credit shell when your PNR is protected. People keep asking, how do I access my credit shell from? Now, as you know, in India, we book from Indigo, the airline's website, whatever the Indigo, SpiceJet. We also book from travel agent website, third-party websites such as Make My Trip, Clear Trip, Yatra, Exigo, Ease My Trip, and whatever. So if you booked your ticket from one of the travel agents, your credit shell will be available, will be protected at the travel agent's website. So for Make My Trips, if you log in through the website app, the desktop URL app, so mine here, to access these credit shells, you always have to log in through the desktop URL. Apps won't work, so you have to always log in through the desktop URL. So you have booked via Make My Trip, log in via Make My Trip's desktop URL, use your ID password to log in. So you go to makemytrip.com. So over here you see My Trips. So if you click on My Trips, you have to log in. So the moment you log in, you will see that the credit shell amount can be, is found intact, and that will take you to the booking window where your amount, or the credit amount, will be subtracted from whatever the amount now the flight is costing. So that's from Make My Trip. So now I have another credit shell with me, which is for Indigo. This I had booked via Indigo. It's my return trip to Mumbai. So we're now in Indigo's page, guys. So let's say I want to book a flight from Kolkata to Mumbai, and I'm gonna fly on, let's say, 20th July, and I click a one-way trip. So again, it's only from the desktop URL, not from any app or any mobile URL. You have to use proper goindigo.in, as you see on a desktop, or you can use it on a mobile browser, but it shouldn't be the app. Let me check, click any flight, and if you go to the flight, you have to enter your details once again. So after entering your details, your email ID and phone number, you fill in your passenger details. Now here, when you are at the payment gateway, you see Use Credit Shell. So if you click on Use Credit Shell, you see that they are asking for PNR and booking reference of the flight which was cancelled. So if you put that and your last name, so immediately whatever the amount was, it will be subtracted from this 6284. So as I said, I have a credit shell of 3,727. So if I had given the PNR and the my name here, that amount will be subtracted from here. But then again, if you book from Indigo's website, you will be able to use the credit shell from Indigo's website. Again, if you book the flight from any of the third-party apps such as Make My Trip and Clear Trip, you will be able to access the credit shell from their respective website only. So bear this in mind. Next comes web check-in cost and when to do the web check-in. So if you have seen in when I was showing the screen, that there is a place where you can select your seats. So you can select your seat then and there and do the web check-in. It won't be free, of course, or you can do the web check-in when it opens 48 hours before your flight. But bear in mind that web check-in is mandatory now, and the window of web check-in starts from 48 hours before the flight and ends 60 minutes. It's 2 hours before your flight. Now when you try to web check-in from your home 48 hours before, you will see that every seat other than the middle row is chargeable. Like the window seats and the aisle seats, range from 150 to around 900 rupees. The 900 rupees ones are the ones which are on the emergency exit. So the seats at the front around 350, window and aisle. The more you go at the back, you may get seats at cheaper rate, 150. But then again, since web check-in is mandatory, you will say I'll have to do it, and I can't, save that money, and it's kind of daylight robbery by Indigo or any other airline. But there is a saving grace to it. If you're flying from a metro city, mind you, only metro city, because I said those cities airport have kiosks. You go to the airport well in advance, 3 hours, 4 hours before, and you can do the web check-in from the kiosks free of cost. Generally, if you do web check-in from the kiosks at the airport, they don't cost anything. But if you try to do it from your home, anytime, any seat, barring the middle seat, it will cost you some money. Now, which seat to take? Should I take the window or the aisle or the middle? Now, window or aisle, I would suggest in this COVID-19 crisis, it's always better to take the window seat, because you're always you will be the farthest away from people. Obviously, the aisle will have air hostesses walking, people going to the washrooms. That's why window seat is the best bet. Second comes the aisle. If you don't get a window seat, take the aisle. The last and the final option is obviously the middle seat. That's why probably it's free. And there is another thing which you may have seen in the videos, that many people were in raincoats or hazmat suits kind of thing. Those were provided by the airliner to those who are sitting in the middle seat. So if you, by bad luck, or by if you're soft in the head and you choose a middle seat because it's free, be ready to wear these raincoats for the entire duration of the flight. The next question is, can I eat or drink on board? No sir, you will not be allowed to eat or drink on board. Rather, the airlines, none of the airlines are serving any food or liquids, be it a full service airline like Air India or Vistara, or be it low cost carriers like SpiceJet, Indigo, AirAsia or Go Air. None of them are serving any food or drinks on board, and you are also not allowed to carry your own food in your cabin baggage and consume it. Neither are carbonated drinks allowed to be consumed or anything. You may carry water, but you are advised to drink it before you board the plane. During the flight, you are not allowed to drink water. Although people do drink, of course, the air hostesses, the flight attendants can't actually go around micromanaging stuff. But if you drink, make sure the cap of the bottle do not touch any of the passengers or the tray tables or the seat. So you have to exercise caution in that. Fourth question is, are food outlets open in the airport? Now in Mumbai, when I was flying, I saw one of the restaurants was serving some Indian food such as idli, dosa and vada and uttappam. That restaurant was open, but the seating area was cordoned off. It was only takeaway. The seating area was completely shut, and you only had to take food and after payment go far away and sit one of the chairs and then eat it there. So that's how it is over there. That's I'm talking about Mumbai. In Delhi, of course, if you see the McDonald's where we went in that McDonald's, I don't know if I've showed you. So you just when we bought our burgers, immediately we had to go out of the McDonald's and then eat outside. We're not allowed to sit in, because again, like Mumbai, the seating area was also cordoned off in McDonald's. The fifth point, which most of the people keep asking, that this is especially for people who are flying into West Bengal and one of the airports of West Bengal, mainly Kolkata and Bagdogra and most probably Durgapur in some cases. People have this doubt that, do I need to have this self-declaration form with me, or will I be asked for another self-declaration form when I'm landing in one of the West Bengal airports? So I'm going to show you the guidelines, what Indigo says or any airline says. Right now I'm in Indigo's state-wise regulations. So if you scroll down, you'll see for West Bengal, for the two airports, Bagdogra and Kolkata, there is a small stanza which says passenger obligation. Fill up and submit the declaration form using Sandhane app developed by H&FW Department, West Bengal. This is the State Department of West Bengal. It probably stands for Health and Family Welfare Department. So they have given an APK link to download the app. That means that this app is normally not publicly available on your Google Play Store or your iOS App Store. So for that they've given an APK app to download. Now you may think, I don't have an Android device, I have an iOS device, how should I fill this form digitally, or I'm not able to locate the app on my Android phone? Need not worry, the airline staff will give you a hard copy, a A4 sheet, a form at the boarding gate. The form which I showed you in the video before is just a form where you have to put in your name, your phone number, your email ID, and your origin, and sign it yourselves. And you may be asked to show that while you're coming out of the airport when you are at your destination in West Bengal. In my case, however, they did not ask for it. They just normally scan my body temperature and then they let me go. But I still carried it. I also recommend you to please carry it, because they may ask you anytime along with checking the temperature. So it's another level of filter which the state government has put along with the Arogya Setu app, of course. So those are basically the 5 FAQs which I have received from my friends. So I was seeing some people in Delhi who's connecting flight to other cities. After 2 hours, they were asked to go down and wait at the arrival hall. So it may be the case that at your transiting airport, if you are more than 2 hours into the next flight, you may be asked to wait in the arrival hall. Well, with that I end this video. I am very glad that my previous video could be of help to so many of you, and it has actually increased my subscriber count by a lot. If you like this video, like, comment, share this among your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, so whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to know it. Stay home, stay safe, travel only when necessary. We'll get through these tough times, and again the world will be normal again. Till then, peace out. Good night.